How is it going, my fellow Guardians? It is your boy Turkey here at SCN Hub, bringing you another Destiny update video. This is 2 days, I guess you could say late, but not necessarily. I like to kind of digest all the information that Bungie provides us. They recently posted a TWAB, and this is the Heresy update. It had the abilities and stuff, but I feel like if I were to break down each individual thing, it would end up being an extremely long video. So what we're going to do is we're just going to focus primarily on things one by one. You'll see a few videos put out by me. This one's going to be primarily about the ARC update, something I'm extremely excited about. Bungie recently stated in the Heresy update in this TWAB that they are finally adding a new ARC verb, a brand new ARC verb, which is really cool. So we're going to have more than basically one. You're not going to have just Jolt. You're going to also have Bolt Charge. So they're bringing in this whole entire new verb called Bolt Charge. They're also adding 3 new aspects and also an ability balance in general with Heresy. The first and foremost, though, the new ARC verb is what we're talking about today. We'll just go ahead and read it. And what Bungie said was, we've had time to sit with the ARC subclasses for some time now and wanted to address a systemic need that they had reduced the number of buffs the damage type has versus others. We wanted to use that space to add something that brought ARC a powerful damage tool which we felt was missing. However, Bolt Charge is a little different mechanically than our previous ones. Bolt Charge is a positive stacking buff that you build up on yourself over time. Once you reach max charge, your next ability attack will unleash a devastating bolt of lightning. While you have 1 or more stacks from any source, aspects, fragments, weapons, perks, etc., dealing damage with any weapon increases your bolt charge stack count. Each time a stack is gained, you gain a chunk of melee energy. At 10 stacks, your bolt charge is ready, and any ability damage, arc or otherwise, summons a powerful arc bolt, dealing roughly the same amount of damage as a solar ignition with a smaller area of effect. Different from ignition though, Bolt Charge is tuned to have a more consistent and predictable uptime, so summons a powerful arc. At 10 stacks, your Bolt Charge is ready, and any ability damage, arc or otherwise. Now, the thing that I'm kind of confused about this, they say ability damage doesn't mean melee, doesn't mean grenade, because like sometimes whenever you have volatile rounds on your weapon, for instance, does that count as ability damage? Like, are weapons that cause Jolt themselves ability damage? Is Jolt itself ability damage? That's one thing I'm really curious about. Similar to the addition of Frost Armor to Stasis, with the release of the final shape, we have woven Bolt Charge into Arc and Prismatic suites to allow those subclasses to access this new keyword. The new Arc aspects for Striker, Titan, and Stormcaller Warlock also feature Bolt Charge. Please refer to the Balance Pass section below for full details. We've had fun designing and playing with Bolt Charge. The loop of gaining a Bolt Charge stack, building it up through combat, and then receiving a big payoff ties deeply into the fantasy of ARC's momentum-based gameplay, as well as being deeply tied into the ARC ecosystem, which has opened new build crafting options consistent with other damage types. We can't wait to see the new builds and combos players cook up with Bolt Charge, and as always, we will be monitoring feedback and will adjust accordingly. Now, this is something I'm genuinely excited about. Now, diving into the aspects one by one, first and foremost, we are going to talk about Storm's Keep, which is going to be the new aspect for the Titan. And this states as follows: cast your class ability to grant a moderate number of Bolt Charge stacks to you and nearby allies. While behind your barricade, you and allies gain stacks of Bolt Charge over time, and any weapon damage will discharge max stacks of Bolt Charge. They stated that we wanted to do a few things with this aspect for strikers, which is to create a new opportunity for barricade to be used offensively, and we wanted to capitalize on what Bolt Charge can provide. We envision strikers pushing forward on the battlefield and using their class abilities to cement themselves as the tip of the spear in any fire team. Casting Thruster or Barricade will give you and nearby allies a good chunk of Bolt Charge stacks and the melee energy that comes along with Bolt Charge. If you opt for the Barricade version, standing behind the barricade will grant additional charge stacks over time, and once you're at full stacks, any weapon damage you do while standing behind your barricade will also cash in Bolt Charge, calling down a lightning bolt at your target's location. Standard Bolt Charge allows you to call down lightning by dealing dealing ability damage, but with Storm's Keep, you can call down lightning just by shooting enemies while behind your barricade. This is especially potent with Rally Barricade, as it allows multiple bolts from you and your allies and provides solid boss damage. We're excited to see how players build craft around Bolt Charge and Storm's Keep to maximize damage and add to Striker's legacy as the hit fast, hit hard subclass. Honestly, comments, I feel like we're going to see Thunderlords with Actium War rigs all over the place, or Titans with with Cloud Strikes or something. It's going to be one of those two. Mark my words. Or Peacekeeper, I guess Noxious Vetiver could be pretty solid as well. I feel like we're going to have a lot of build crafting options, so definitely be on the look for Titan builds as soon as Heresy comes out. I'm extremely excited for this, so those are definitely some items that I'm certain are going to be on the menu whenever that comes out. If you have any, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm really excited about this. I feel like I'm probably among some of the few people that play Destiny that don't perpetually focus on the negative. But moving on, we have the new Warlock aspect, which is Ionic Sentry. It says, we are going to just come out and say it. Everyone loves buddies, and Arc Soul was begging for a sibling. Behold, we found one in Ionic Sentry, our new Arc aspect for Stormcaller Warlocks. Ionic Sentry, defeating targets with arc abilities or weapons to charge up in Ionic Sentry. Activate Grenade, deploy a powerful arc turret which blinds on impact and sends out bolts of lightning that can chain to nearby enemies and grant stacks of bolt charge when it defeats enemies. Oh my goodness, Getaway Artists just got that much stronger. I'm almost certain that Getaway Artists are going to be insane. Stormcallers are masterful at channeling arc energy, reshaping and redeploying it to cause mayhem on the battlefield. With Ionic Sentry, Stormcallers have harnessed arc energy and coalesced it into a perfect orb of Hurricane and Harmony. Once it's charged up through arc ability and weapon kills, you gain access to Ionic Sentry as a special grenade throw, similar to how Gunpowder Gamble works for gunslingers. Wow, okay. When it first lands on the battlefield, Ionic Sentry will blind any nearby enemies and begin to chain lightning between them, dealing damage. When Ionic Sentry defeats any target, you will gain a stack of Bolt Charge, making it a great way to build up Bolt Charge stacks quickly. In our playtest, Ionic Sentry has been a favorite of Stormcallers, providing much needed area control during combat and access to potent damage through Bolt Charge. The build crafting paths for Stormcaller are much wider with Ionic Sentry in the mix, and we're excited to see where players take it. This is actually going to be insane. We have Vesper of Radius, which is probably going to be another phenomenal pick. I feel like Getaway Artists is going to be probably still king. If you think that I'm wrong, please tell me. But I just don't know what's going to take over having all of that efficiency in your kit at once. I mean, the Ionic Sentry alone is insane, and you have the single target damage of Getaway Artists on top of that. I'm really excited to see that. And lastly, we have the Hunter changes. With the big ticket items out of the way, it's time to take a look at the changes, tried and true abilities in our sandbox. Primary focus to release for the arc abilities, but here are the non-arc changes as well. So now we have Hunter and Arc Strider. Tempest Strike, new additional effect added. Killing any jolted target grants a stack of Bolt Charge. So that's pretty simple for Tempest Strike. I guess that's just like an intrinsic thing that's added to it. And it increased damage against PV enemies by 57% increased damage for Tempest Strike. Now grants moderate charge of bolt stacks when dealing damage with Disorienting Blow, and Disorienting Blow now deals significant damage in an area around the target hit, instead of just single target damage. Increased the blind AoE from 6 to 9.6, that's a pretty hefty increase. Arc Staff, reflecting an attack, will now grant a stack of bolt charge. Ascension, I wasn't really a big fan of Ascension. Even once I got the Gift of Conviction, it just wasn't something that solidified as a pick for me, so this might be a little bit better. Increased fragment slots to 3 on Arc. Ascension was already granting 3 fragments on Prismatic. Activating Ascension will now activate the effects from the following abilities: Gambler's Dodge, Marksman Dodge, Empowering Dodge. Okay, now that's... Okay, wait a second. Threaded Spectre can now be activated on Ascension. So... you're telling me that you can dodge, okay, that, I just have to retract my previous statement. Gift of Conviction might be pretty solid, I'm not gonna lie. Next up, Thread Runner and Snaring Slam. Activating Snaring Slam will now activate the effect from the following abilities as well: Gambler's Dodge, Marksman Dodge, and Thread Spectre. This isn't really too arc, so this is really all arc focused. That change to Ascension actually is really big. I think folks were going to see some Gift of Conviction users. And like I said, this TWAB was actually pretty massive in my opinion, and I only wanted to encompass the arc changes in this video and just really have a dialogue about it, what you guys think. I guess to close it out, the 5 arc weapons that I think I'm really going to be looking forward to, and you'll probably see those in the thumbnail, but if you have a discussion, like I said, let me know. I'm looking at probably Edge of Concurrence, yesterday's question from Trials of Osiris, also Anarchy, so you have those 3, Thunderlord, and last but not least, Iterative Loop, which is one of the Neomuna crafted fusion rifles, and I feel like that's also going to be another solid pick this season. What are you looking forward to? Please let me know, and let's talk about it. But otherwise, it's been your boy Turk. Be on the lookout for other videos, of course. This was just, like I said, the one about Arc, and I'll be doing a discussion about the other further changes coming in Heresy.